let me tell you something. Look it, man. I've been an Atlanta fan for 45 years.
Turning up the heat, T-Will on the mic, can't accept defeat. My ATL sports show, he's running the game. Atlanta Falcons fly high, you know the name. In the heart of the A, where the pride runs deep. From the Braves to the Falcons, he's keeping it real, no sleep. He's got the scoop, every player, every play. Bringing the thunder every single day. T-Will, shining bright on the airwaves, bringing sports tonight. Atlanta heart, with a soul so free. My ATL sports show, it's the place to be.
ATL Falcon fans, welcome everybody to the Monday Night Falcon Express show with Terry, Carrie, and Eric. Now you may notice neither Eric nor Carrie are here. It's okay. It's my fault. It's all my fault. So I apologize. I threw everybody late, so it's my fault. You can blame me. What's going on, LBB? How you doing, brother? All well?
Cool, man. What's happening?
All good, man. All is well in the world. All is well in the world. We are waiting Miss Carrie to join us, and that is okay. How was your weekend, bro?
It was all right, pretty good. I'm still here.
That's
all that stuff.
That is a blessing, brother. We got Silk Legacy in the chat. Silk says, "What's up, fam? I'm walking a little better and working on my breathing." Yeek, get some. What up? What up?
What's happening, Silk?
T-Will, shining bright. Hey, I love it, man. I don't know about shining, but I'll take it, brother. I will take it.
Oh, no, you kind of shining over there.
Voodoo 71 says, I ain't thinking about you here. Voodoo 71 says, "I'm here supporting the awesome platform, and we appreciate you, Voodoo."
Who got a little beard back? Look at him, got a little beard.
I'm trying to be like you. Big brother trying to be like little big brother. Hey, that's what it is. You made me laugh, man. Hey, T-Will, don't forget to pass out the collection plate to get Jack's mic situation started out finally. And you know what? You're right, guys. Hey, guys, for only 2 cents a day, okay, you can help Jack get the mic that he deserves, okay? We no longer have to worry about hearing his thoughts, him speaking things into existence, his mic being so loud you feel like you're at a church rally and you're right up near the pulpit. It matters, people. So, hey, give what you can, okay? There you go, Smoothie. Just for you, brother. Oh, man, Eric, let's talk about these Falcons. And Carrie will get in depth into this. As a matter of fact, I'm not even going to go there. I'm not going to go. I'm going to save that for her. So Ian Cunningham had a press conference, and he talked about some things that I really enjoyed and I thought were pertinent. And just curious to hear what you think about it. He talked about elevating the floor. Eric, what do you think that means?
I think that means our depth stuck, and he's fixing it finally. I've been saying that. Well, we talked about this, not on the air, but yeah, we talked about this before. When somebody goes down, it's like we have nobody to step in and replace them, or we have when we have multiple injuries. You could definitely tell when we have so many injuries.
Yeah,
it's a big drop off from the starter to second to third string. It's ridiculous. So yeah, I'm loving what he's doing.
Absolutely, 100%. It's kind of like what the Braves did this year, where they didn't go out and really sign a big sexy pick, but they signed a lot of picks that were really good. as role players or bench players. And we got some new additions to the chat. Monte Carlo says, I've been missing the shows. Vacation been going ham. Amen. Enjoy your vacay, Carlo. I don't blame you at all, bruh. Enjoy yourself. We got Megan Wright Britton in the chat. Megan says, hello, fam, and happy Monday. Always good seeing you all. Let's get live in the chat. Let's go, let's go, let's go. We got Ronnie Thomas in the chat. Ronnie says, what up, everyone? And no hairline, T-Will. Laugh my you-know-what. It's okay. Ronnie looks like 4'2" in his chair, man. So, he has that big little man syndrome because he's really 6'2". But he looks 4'2" in his chat. So whatever, Ronnie. Whatever. I look taller than you, buddy. Anyway. Oh, I like the hat, man. I like the swag.
Appreciate it.
Check him out. Okay. Analytics integration. Cunningham heavily praised the team's analytics staff, noting their models helped grade free agents and were integral into decision-making process. Eric, when I think of analytics in baseball, I think of one thing. When I think of analytics in football, that's something altogether different. And ladies and gentlemen, we got another superstar that just joined us. We got Miss Carrie in the building. Miss Carrie, how are you, my friend?
21.
Oh, okay. Oh, goodness. Yeah, I heard 21 today. Well, y'all know what that means in the chat. No games will be played today by Miss Carrie. Miss Carrie, how was your weekend, my friend?
It was good. I can't complain. I hope everyone else had a great weekend too. Everyone besides Elijah Wilkinson, that's for
Amen
sure.
to that. Amen to that. I hope your toast was cold this morning. I hope your coffee was bitter and cold and the wrong pot of coffee. Yeah. But we're just talking about the highlights from the press conference from Ian Cunningham, just kind of some things that he touched on. He talked about analytics and analytics specifically in, it's fourth down, and conventional wisdom says to not go for it. A lot of these analytics will tell you to go for it. Analytics in the fact that a lot of times they may not play certain players, pay certain players when their free agency comes up. And I'm very interested to see what we're going to do with Bijan. I would say Bijan is the exception to the rule, but generally teams that use these analytics don't pay running backs. They just draft another one. So that'll be interesting. Also draft philosophy. Despite currently having picks in the 25 picks in the 2026 draft, Cunningham expressed a desire to manufacture more picks, viewing them as currency for trades or more swings at the plate. What do you guys think that means when you say manufacturing picks? What do you guys think that means?
I took it as like creating more picks that you don't have. So yeah,
Right.
the Falcons have 5 picks, but you're gonna essentially find a way to manufacture, build or create, maneuver, find ways to create more picks than what you have. And I feel like he's already trying to do that with next year's draft with the comp pick. It seems like he's very into the comp picks, which I like because I think right now, if I'm not mistaken, we're sitting at 9 picks for next season's draft. So
Yeah,
that's exciting.
it is exciting. I think he means trade when he says manufacture. And Carrie, you said something a couple of weeks ago, and I fought you tooth and nail. And is it as much as it hurts me to say this, and I'm a Scorpio, and it does hurt me to say it, I think you might have been right. I really think the more I think about this,
Right.
y'all don't be surprised if we end up trading Kyle Pitts. Don't be surprised. Eric, Carrie, if
Yes.
we do trade Kyle Pitts, how are you gonna feel about it? Give me your thoughts.
I mean,
Go ahead,
you
kid.
gotta- No, I mean, you know me. Last off season, I was his biggest defender because I just felt like the situation he was in. I felt like just calling him a lazy route runner didn't tell the whole story. Yes, I do feel like he would give up on routes, but I also felt like the Atlanta Falcons made a terrible decision. Not the Atlanta Falcons as a franchise, but the regime made a, in my opinion, bad decision making Kyle Pitts the highest drafted tight end in NFL history. I just felt like, yes, the talent was there, but I don't know, you thought you were the smartest man in the room trying to make history in that way. I just felt like that was a lot to put on the young man's shoulders, and he unfortunately hasn't lived up to the hype of being drafted fourth overall. So I do feel like both could be true. He didn't always give his best effort, but I also feel like he wasn't put in the best circumstance to win, whether that be with like six different quarterbacks, and maybe getting only four targets in a game, not being used in the red zone when he should be, not being used as a vertical threat when he should be, just not being in the best position to win. So that's how I feel. So for me personally, I'll be accepting either way. Like I won't be surprised if he's moved, but at the same time, I'm happy if he's still a Falcon. Like I definitely think he's still so young that there's still time for him to, live up to that hype of fourth overall. And I don't know. But then sometimes I felt like, man, people were so harsh on him. Maybe he did need a change of scenery, to blossom somewhere else. So, but in short, I'll be happy either way. Honestly, I'll get it. I'll understand.
Awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a guy that's been on this show before. I rag on him a lot. We got Mr. Jordan Burton from Old Tallahassee. What's going on, Jordan? How you doing, brother?
How's it going, y'all?
Ah,
Hi,
it's
Yeah,
Jordan.
hey,
let me get my broom.
Oh my goodness.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. There was a ring in my ear.
Oh, no, he didn't.
Oh.
No, he did not. You are not going to come in here ring checking folks, sir. We not that. You know what? That's unnecessary roughness.
He's got the first iPhone ever talking about a ring check.
Oh wow! Oh man!
I
Oh
have to,
wow!
before we get started, I have to say hi to Jordan, but also, what was going on with you last show?
I
Oh
was
yeah!
I was going through stuff. I don't know. I was going through
Oh,
stuff.
You were
Are you
on one, Jordan.
are
You were
you
on
still
one.
are you still on one like last week, or you're back to
I
the
don't
Jordan we
know
know and love?
anymore.
Oh.
I don't know anymore.
Man, it was so funny. Lowe hit me up and was like, "What's up with Jordan?" He hit me up on the side. But anyway, Jordan, welcome to the Monday Night Falcons Express, man. It's all love, man. Talking.
I
Falcons
do want to
football.
say one thing.
What's
Terry, you did say wear a Falcons jersey, and because of that, I told you, okay, I'm gonna wear a Saints jersey, but I didn't do either. So,
that? Well, thank you. I appreciate
because
that.
I'm a friend of you, but I'm not going
Mhm.
to be wearing a Falcons jersey today because you said to wear a Falcons jersey, so I'm not going to do that.
You know what? I feel like we should make a wager, and the loser should have to pay up. That's how I feel.
If you mean by pay up, I'd rather pay cash. I'm not ever putting on a Saints jersey
I
ever.
love it. I love it. I love
I
it.
swear to God, I'd rather put up $1,000 and put up I'm gonna wear a
Woo!
Saints jersey
Woo,
in this
woo,
lifetime.
woo.
I'm sorry, never.
Oh man. Hey, it's all love. Hey, let me tell you something. George's my friend either way. It's why he's on the show. It's all good. It's not his fault he has crappy taste in teams. Okay, Jordan, that's the last shot I'm going to fire at your team. It's the last shot. Not going to do it again. All right. So let's get to what we really want to get to, and that is what the hell is going on with your boy Elijah Wilkinson. Carrie, you got this. You were the first to report it in our chat. Go right ahead, my friend. What's going on?
I mean, Elijah Wilkinson, I don't know, somebody didn't check him, I guess. I don't know. He doesn't know his place. Um But if you've been living under a rock, essentially, he called the Atlanta Falcons organization a clown show and said that we're going to be trash. And mind you, he's going to the Arizona Cardinals. He called out his former teammates in both Darnell Mooney and Kyle Pitts. And then he even called out James Spears Jr. He said 28-3, maybe 20 times or more. I mean, he was just on one. And maybe some people thought, oh, maybe he's just drunk, or maybe they caught him at a bad moment. No, he continued on for hours and the next day. Like, so I don't know. I found that incredibly poor taste for a roster fringe guy, somebody who's just a depth player, to be acting like he's some superstar who's going to be able to just go to any team and start. You are a third string player. Like, you have no room to be trash talking anyone. I just that really irked my nerves this weekend. I'm not gonna lie to you. So, how did you guys feel about his comments?
You know what? Let's go to our guest first. Jordan, I need you to just I know we're bitter enemies where the NFC South is concerned, but if this were one of your players and he were leaving out the door and he conducted himself that way, how would you feel about it?
I mean, I see this all the time. I see it all the time across the whole league. I mean, if you haven't had a player do this at least once, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen with the Saints so many times. I've seen it after the Eagles won the Super Bowl the first time, and there were players who were leaving in free agency that were like, yeah, it was a toxic environment. Half the locker room was divided, and it led to the whole Carson Wentz, Nick Foles fiasco. So I don't know. It's one of those things that you just kind of like. Some of it might be true, some of it might not. You just kind of got to move on if you're a former teammate of his that's still on the team. And yeah, you just kind of mentally block it out. I mean, it also kind of sucks because, like, I'm sure he's got friends on the team, so he might be putting his friends in
harm's way.
And then,
yeah. Okay, so this is not germane to the Falcons, which, I mean, I don't know. I follow the Falcons. So you're saying, and for those of you who don't know, Jordan has a site on Facebook called Tegacy. He's got like 100,000 fans or something like that. So, but you do articles every day. You have two teams that you follow. But basically, you're saying you've seen this all over the NFL, correct?
I saw Chauncey Gardner-Johnson do it for both the Saints and the Eagles. He does it with every team he leaves. Okay. So he's going to do it to the Bills after he leaves the Bills.
Damn. Okay. All right. Well, so it's not germane to him. Eric, give me your thoughts on this. And I know Eric, you're not talking about this. Yeah. No, really. Yeah. Seriously.
But I mean, Eric, I think first of all, I don't. First of all, I think it's annoying when fans go on their page in the first place.
That's true.
I think that's disrespectful for you to even go start it. But I think it's even in him fighting back with the fan, I kind of get that. The stuff that he said is what gets me. Why are you downing your team? Right. Why are you talking about your teammates? That was crazy. That's like if I start talking about Jordan and Jordan started talking about you.
Right.
What are you doing?
Right.
Why are you talking about Pitts and Mooney and they ain't on the post talking to you?
Right.
That doesn't even make sense.
Right.
If Kim gets here and she's like, well, why didn't you wash the clothes? And I'm like, well, Eric wouldn't shut up.
Yeah.
He wouldn't stop talking. And that goddamn Jordan, he joined in too. And then Carrie was amen in them all, and she's like,
but it wasn't even just blaming. It's like they had to catch strays for no reason.
Criticizing.
Yeah.
Really.
Even the fan base. Why does the rest of us have to catch strays? Why don't you just clown him?
Right. Agreed.
And I mean, just to respond back to what Jordan had to say, I get that, but I guess that's something different we're not used to seeing with Falcons players because, the Falcons organization never brings in players that would do something like that to speak out to the media and to speak out against the team in a negative light. So it was already shocking. But in regards to Gardner-Johnson doing that, I mean, we're used to seeing him do stuff like that because that's just the kind of character he is. But my thing is, like, he's a starting level caliber player. Like, we're talking about a third string player who got your starting quarterback essentially killed and out for the season. And literally was like second in the league in false starts as a 9-year veteran. I mean, he killed so many drives for us last season. He played terrible. Okay, so it's like, for me, it's like it's like the pot calling the kettle black. back. Like, who are you to say anything, like, or to trash your teammates? I
Right.
mean, to Eric's point though, that's just like another level. Like, whatever you want to talk bad about the organization, maybe you had a bad experience. But for me, is like to bash your teammates that literally have nothing to do with the situation. That's just another level. And for me, if I was a Cardinals player and he shows up, I don't think that I trust you. So, and you better believe that he's never getting a chance again with the Atlanta Falcons. And mind you, this is not a starting caliber player. This is a third string, depth player. So why would you burn a bridge with any organization? It's beyond me, but yeah.
No, I mean, I agree 100% with what you said, Carrie. Golly, I'm trying to get this thing right. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm trying to. There we go. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay. My bad. Okay. But no, Carrie, I agree with you 100%. Let's get to the chat. Bad guy 0523 says, it's crazy the Falcons gave him an opportunity as a trash offensive lineman. And he played with us twice. That's the thing. He was here twice. So to me, I'm like, why would you do that, to Carrie's point, especially when you're a journeyman offensive lineman? You got a 1-year deal. You might have to come back for Atlanta. Not. But you just, I don't understand that. Like, I just think he lost his cool and opened his mouth and said some stuff he had no business saying. Raymond Collins says, what's up, guys? Carlos says, Wilkinson committed career suicide because it's a bad look. Agreed. Voodoo says, I'm reserving judgment as that for all my life ownership has always let me down. Okay. I get it. Let's see. Jack says, I agree with Eric. For some strange reason, I catch strays whenever me and Craig are roasting each other, and Carrie jumps in and to roast me. Oh, wow. Okay. Let's see. Raymond says maybe that's what set him off. And it could have. It could have. It very well could have. It very well could have. Guys, let's do this. Let's get to our first Soul Train word search.
Oh my God.
Oh, it's back. It's back. Oh, you thought it wasn't, Eric? You thought I wasn't gonna bring it back? I know you.
But
I
this
didn't
is
think you were
not
gonna
the
bring it
same
back.
thing. You can't move the words around and play with them like Soul Train.
You have hits, and you're such a hater. Anyway, Jordan, welcome to the Monday Night Football Express. I am not thinking about Cool Hand Luke over there. I love that hat, Eric. That hat is dope. You're still a hater. All right, so nicknamed the Hitman, one of the most electrifying players in the NFL, played cornerback for the Falcons, Hall of Fame player. We're playing the Soul Train word search, so you guys got about 30 seconds to guess it, I think. If I can find the song, damn it.
I can't even see it.
You know what? I made it as big as possible, so ain't nothing I can do about it. Jordan, can you see it?
Yeah, I can.
All right.
Jordan's on his computer though.
Jordan, you got this. You got this for us. Come on.
This, Jordan. I'm gonna play a song about food because whatever. I'm hungry. And I can't find the other song that I had for this. Deal with this Soul Train word search. Here we go. 30 seconds, Jordan. Damn it, I can't play that because it covers up the word. Okay. Well, I gotta go somewhere else. Here it is. All right, here we go. 30 seconds.
From the
Says
heart
we that. We.
3 voices, 1 team.
Boom.
Yeah. Rise up. Yeah, we talk that game. Red and black, we rep that flame. From the A, say it loud. Falcons talk, real fans, no clout. Terry on the tape, Carrie break it down. Eric bring the fire, every time we sound. Wins and the losses, truth get shown. Falcons every week, yeah, this homegrown. Rise up.
What's going on?
Rise up. The Terry Carey.
You guys couldn't hear the music? Okay. Anyway. We got a fan who guessed it, but Jordan, I'm gonna ask you know who it is?
Sanders.
Deion Sanders is correct, sir. And Voodoo Lounge got it. He says Deion. That is correct. So good. Very good job, guys. Good
Nicknamed the Hitman.
job. Yeah.
Deion was prime time, not the Hitman.
I had to throw you off. Okay. Anyway. I had to throw you off. If I'd have said prime time, you guys would have got it in like 30 seconds. Come
I
on.
mean, we had it in 30 seconds anyway.
Well,
but-
you'd have got it in 2 seconds if I'd have said prime time. So whatever. All right.
So tell
now
us a lie.
roll into the riddle. I'm gonna roll. Whatever.
I'm so confused. I just work here.
All right. That's funny. I patrol the middle of the field, calling plays and delivering hits. Drafted in the first round in 1998. I helped lead Atlanta during the Dirty Bird era, a 5-time Pro Bowler. I was the heart of the Falcons defense for nearly a decade. Later, I went on to play for Dallas, but Atlanta is where my legacy was built. Who am I?
LL Cool J.
No.
Matt
But
Ryan.
I'm feeling, baby. You said what?
Matt Ryan.
Why do you do that? You do that just to you do that just to Jack has it. Jack says Keith Brooking, and he is correct. Very good,
That's what I
Jack.
said. I said Keith Brooking.
You did not. You did not say Keith Brooking. Stop messing with my memory. Anyway, all right, guys. We got to go on. Buying or selling, guys. Now, when I asked this, bear in mind the events that could occur. Because when I ask this, my brother's going to be like, did he take his medication? I wonder if he's sick. But I'm going to ask it. And when I ask it, bear in mind that a certain other player could be traded. Buying or selling, Austin Hooper will be the most productive tight end this year on the Falcons. Buying or selling?
Selling.
Carrie?
Selling.
Jordan?
Selling.
Huh. Well,
What about you?
I'm buying it because I think they're going to trade Kyle Pitts.
Oh
The
my
more I
goodness.
think about it,
I really convinced you, huh?
you did. I think they're going to trade Kyle Pitts. I do. I think
I
they're gonna,
don't. I
I'm not
think they
saying-
were going to trade him. They would have had rumors out there by now, and they would have been taking calls before, because you could talk to them before even the trade, before the season started. They had a little grace period. So if somebody was like really interested in really offering them enough for us to lose another weapon, I think they would have did it. I don't think they're trying to lose that weapon.
Well, hey, we'll see about it. But,
Well,
I think they may do it.
maybe
I
draft night.
You said maybe. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Carrie. That's what I was thinking. That is 100% what I was
think
thinking.
if they end up trading him, I definitely think it would be on draft night. But
Yep.
I think if you get past the draft, I doubt he gets traded.
Okay. All right.
I agree.
Voodoo says selling. Jack says selling. Megan Wright says selling. Ronnie Thomas said, he said LL Cool J. Just I'm not even doing that.
Snitch.
Jack says, T Will, don't make Kyle show up to the podcast.
Oh my goodness.
Oh man. Hey, look, I'm not saying anything. I want Kyle to stay. I'm just saying it could happen.
Kyle, if you're listening, all these podcasters were at your neck, and I was the only one you. What do I get in return? So, if anything, you need to give us some positive feedback, sir.
That's right. She did defend you, Kyle.
Let me go put my Kyle Pitts jersey on.
There you go. Support your team. Support your guy. All right, guys, let's talk about these additions. We got Tua, 1-year deal. Jahan Dotson and Olamide Zaccheaus as wide receivers. Of course, Austin Hooper, 1-year deal. We did franchise Kyle Pitts. We have Azeez Ojulari, Samson Ebukam, Cameron Thompson as edge rushers. Chris Williams, Channing Tindall, Christian Harris, LaCale London as defensive linemen and linebackers. Offensive lineman Corey Levin. Special teams, Jake Bailey, punter, and Nick Folk, kicker. And we did a lot on the budget. Carrie, your thoughts? How do you feel about it so far?
I really like it. I think, just like Ian Cunningham said, they were trying to raise the floor, and I think they did just that. I think for the first time in a while, we've had depth at multiple positions. I feel like that was, you know, negative in regards to the last regime, is that they were really not good at having depth. If one player went down, you're screwed. So, um, you know, look what happened with the linebacking core last season. So,
Right.
yeah, I think I really appreciate how he has added depth and competition at like almost every position, in my opinion, outside of corner. So I think corner is going to be addressed pretty high in the draft, most likely, in my opinion.
Okay. Eric, thoughts?
I'm loving it. I think Jordan's scared.
You know what? We have Jordan in here. Jordan,
Jordan looks like he's chilling.
does this lineup evoke?
Scared. That's why he jumped on here.
Does this lineup evoke fear in you, Jordan? Do the additions that our Falcons have made evoke fear in you?
Fear? Hell no.
That's why I don't give a damn. You
I
can
will
see
say
him
this,
shaking.
though.
Look at him shaking.
I will say this though, and Harry, you and I had this conversation over a phone call that, like, I just don't think any NFL team really impressed me all that much this offseason. I just think this was kind of a boring free agency in general. I don't think there was too many moves that, like, where I was like, whoa, I can't believe that happened. I think the most, like, shocking for me was Mike Evans leaving the Bucs in general. I mean, it doesn't, him going to the 49ers, I don't think that helps 49ers all that much. But just leaving the Bucs in general, I think the Bucs can do fine without him. I mean, they showed that at the beginning of the year when he was hurt that they could. But, like, I mean, I told you, I was like, adding Tua. While I agree, I think if you go from Penix to Tua because Penix isn't ready. I mean, just left-handed to quarterback to left-handed quarterback. I think, like, yeah. I mean, you don't have to flip the plays and stuff like that. But honestly, that doesn't really do all that much for me. And I used to be a big Tua fan when he was in college, but even with Miami, even in his best year, he just never looked like that same quarterback that he was in college. I mean, I hope the best for Tua whatever happens throughout his career, but he just never looks like that guy. Dotson, love that signing. I think that was a great signing. I'm a big John Dotson fan ever since he was at Penn State. I know the Eagles. Honestly, it was the best wide receiver 3 we've had, but that's not really saying that much because we don't really utilize a wide receiver 3 all that much. We utilize more of our second tight end. We've done that ever since Sirianni became our head coach. So even Zacchaeus, both Dotson and Zacchaeus were wide receivers 3s for the Eagles at some points. But I think Dotson was definitely the best. Dotson's the most talented. And I mean, I like that signing for Atlanta. I think that benefits, especially in Stefanski's offense. And if Tua is going to be the one throwing them, Tua needs to rely on a lot of yak, and Dotson can do that for you. Austin Hooper's always been a solid tight end throughout his entire career. I think that's a good signing, especially with Stefanski. You need 2 tight end sets. I'm very curious how Kyle Pitts is used in this offense because it's not just you're utilizing 2 tight ends in Stefanski's offense. You need to be able to both block well and catch well. And that's something Njoku was great at. That's why they were able – I mean, throughout Stefanski's time in Cleveland, they've had nothing but 2 solid tight ends or great tight ends the entire time he was there. So I think Hooper is going to get utilized very frequent. But again, I'm curious to see how Kyle Pitts fits in this offense. Azeez Ojulari, I had high hopes for him last year, but he didn't really do all that much. I really thought he was going to do really well in Philly, but I mean, it was to the point that like we couldn't get him to do much of anything. So we ended up having the trade for Jalen Phillips. Samson Ebukam, I haven't heard that name in years. Holy crap. I mean, I talked to you about Christian Harris. I think Christian Harris is a solid signing. But I think for what Atlanta needs, I think Atlanta needs like a dominant leader at middle linebacker. Just someone who the rest of the team can rely on. Like I was telling you before, I was like a Bobby Wagner-esque player. Not Bobby Wagner, but like someone that everybody can look at and say, that's the guy. That's the leader of the team.
Like the guy you stole from us? That guy? Like the guy you stole from us?
I wouldn't say Cade. I mean, I love Caden Ellis, but I would never put him in that conversation either. Yeah, I mean, I don't think the offensive line got that much better. But like I said, I don't think the rest. I think the rest of the league was kind of a boring free agency. And in general, from the entire NFC South, I don't think a single team in the South got so much better where I'm like, oh, that team's definitely gonna get 10 wins this year. I'm like, no, I don't think a single team right now is. Yeah, I want to see how the draft goes. But right now, I see the same situation in the NFC South that I saw last year.
Okay.
Oh, but I like your special teams. Jake Bailey's a great punter. Nick Folk, obviously, great kicker. I'm shocked that he's still kicking, but he's still kicking really well.
Well, I'll tell you what. He's going to kick all those field goals after we make those touchdowns to sweep you again. So just don't be surprised, buddy. That's all I have to say about that. I'm just kidding, Jordan. I mean, hey, look it. I think that
No, he's not. We're sweeping you. Absolutely.
Whatever.
You know it. We know it. The broom knows it.
He said the broom knows it. Jordan, the broom knows it. Anyway, what the hell was I saying? You made me forget. No, I think these signings, they're not sexy, okay? But as Kerry said, we're trying to raise the floor. And in doing so, I think we did that because I think these signings will go in conjunction with some other moves that we're going to make. And I think our Falcons team is going to be decent. And I definitely, Jordan, I know I said this last year. I know I did. But I definitely think we will win 11 games this year, Jordan. I do.
17, Jordan.
Oh, I remember that.
I know you do.
Never forget.
You got close, I guess.
I know you do. I know you do. We got Mateo in the chat. Mateo says, T. Will, what's the word? Falcons winning the Super Bowl. Hey, I love it, Mateo. I love it. 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 Let's get to some departures. Yeah, Caden Ellis. Thanks, Jordan. Appreciate that. Appreciate that.
I don't appreciate that. You're dead to me. Maybe Ellis is dead to me too.
I will say this. I like it, Caden Ellis, a lot. I do think we downgraded from the linebacker position. I mean, we lost to Mario Davis, and I love that man. Like that dude was awesome. Losing him is going to be a huge part of the defense. I don't know how the defense is going to operate without him. So, I mean, Caden Ellis is a solid addition, but it's going to be hard. I'm hoping Pete Warner can be the vocal leader that DeMario was, but I highly doubt it. I'm very curious to see how the linebacker position actually plays for the Saints this year.
Caden's getting swept too.
Okay. Wide receiver Darnell Mooney went to the Giants. Hey, I wish him well. David Onyemata was good for us. Wish him well. Hopefully, hey, man, they can, have good years. As long as they don't have good games when they're facing us, I'm fine with it. Even Caden, I wish well when they're not playing us. So
I don't.
He's dead to you too, Eric? Is that
yeah.
He's
lose all 17 games. I wish him well during the offseason.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Okay. Let's look at our draft picks, guys. We got 5 picks. I honestly feel like we will leave this draft with at least 8. Eric, Kerry, Jordan, in that order. Eric?
I think we're going to have 5 draft picks, and I think this is the last time we're going to have 5 draft picks. But because I think if we had a first round pick, then I think we would have more. But I don't think he's trading back with that.
I think he is going to trade back. Because he's been talking about trade capital like it just irritates him. Like I really do think he's going to trade back. I think we're going to end up with 8 picks. But you say differently. Golly, I halfway want to do a show on draft night, but we don't have any picks. Kerry, your thoughts. Do you think that Ian Cunningham is going to trade back and get more picks, or do you think we stay with 5?
I think we absolutely will have more than 5 picks this draft.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if we're gonna trade back in the second round. I'm not sure about that, but I do think we're gonna at least trade back somewhere in the third or fourth, somewhere to acquire at least another pick or two. So I think we're gonna end the draft with at least 7 picks, personally. Um, I mean, I think that was very big how he said when my first year in Chicago, when I arrived, we only had 5 picks, but after the draft we ended with 10.
Right.
So
Right.
he seems like and he makes so many comments about acquiring picks and talking
Right.
about going up to bat and I don't remember the exact quote. I don't know if you have it, T. Will, but essentially saying the more picks you have, the better chances one of them are going to hit. Like,
Right.
if you have more, once you go up to bat, it's like, okay, you have more opportunities to hit. You're more likely going to, get on base. So I think he really values the opportunity to have more picks. And I think his philosophy is always acquire more picks versus the last regime was like trade away picks or move up picks. Move up in the draft and lose picks. So I think it's completely opposite of what we're used to.
Okay. Voodoo Lounge says our defense is getting better than last year. It's the offense that I worry about. Okay. Mateo says undefeated in my area.
17-0.
I don't know that I can do my Eric voice. Let me see if I can do it.
17. No, you can't.
17-0. 17. Oh, wait a minute. We got another superstar in the building. We got Big Low Country. Big Low, come on through. How you doing, man? What in the world, Bo? What's up?
What in the world, Bo?
What up, Big Low?
Low, you there? Low, you there?
Oh,
my bad. There we go. Okay, we good now. EP Carey.
What's happening? What the world, Bo?
What's going on? Y'all doing good tonight?
We good, man. I was telling Jordan you were concerned about him on last week's show because he was wild.
Jordan, you okay?
I'm good. I'm good.
Okay, Bo.
I was having myself a good day.
Oh, wow.
I love it.
I think Jordan was having himself a fifth or something. Yeah, he was feeling good, man. He was feeling no pain. Lo, we're just talking about these Falcon picks. Let me ask you this, Lo. You've been a Falcon fan for a long time. I know you're plugged in. Give me your thoughts on, do you think that this season that we will end up with more than 5 draft picks? In other words, do you think that Ian Cunningham is going to trade back, or trade players for more picks this year?
Yes, I feel like we will have more picks before it's all said and done. We will have more than 5.
Okay. All right. That's fair. Jordan, I believe Cunningham was in your Eagles organization. So you kind of, I know you have a feel. I know he was an assistant GM, but give me your thoughts on what do you think he's going to do here?
I've seen this story played out way too many times. Someone in the front office of the Eagles, right next to Howie Roseman. I've even heard Howie Roseman's right-hand man from a lot of different people, not just Cunningham, but a lot of different GMs.
Okay.
And the track record on GMs that come from the Eagles are always really bad. So that's just Howie Roseman. Howie Roseman is the Eagles front office. Anybody else in that room does not matter. And especially what he's already doing is not the Howie Roseman way. Howie would have gotten more picks by now. He probably would have traded Kyle Pitts by now. My guess, and if I'm interpreting these picks, obviously you're not going to get back into the first round. The only way you do that is if you trade Kyle Pitts. Even then, I don't know what team is going to be willing to give a first round pick for Kyle Pitts. I'd be very curious what Kyle Pitts' asking price is in the NFL right now. But you can turn that 4 into like a later 4 and a 5. You can turn the 3 into a later 3 and a 5. You can turn the 2 into a later 2 and another 3 or a 4. But I mean, I doubt that the Falcons only have 5 picks by the time the draft's all said and done. I think they might have 6 or 7. I mean, and what's the most frustrating thing about all of this is, and this is why I get frustrated with the whole NFC South. Look, I think the Saints are part of the problem too, because we just we eat each other. Like the Panthers and the Bucks and the Falcons and the Saints. We all suck. We all suck. Let me just make that very clear. We all suck.
It's just y'all.
And we keep on. And you know why you're included is because you guys decided to give the pick to the Rams. The Rams were one game away from the Super Bowl, and then they go and trade that same pick for all-pro cornerback Trent McDuffie. No, not even that pick. They traded their own pick, and they still have a top 15 draft pick. They have your pick. There's a chance, somehow there's a chance that the Rams end up with Caleb Downs, Trent McDuffie, and Jalen Watson added to that secondary. I don't know what team in the NFC is going to be able to compete with the Rams because of that. So thank you, Falcons, for helping out already one of the best teams in the NFL.
Didn't we beat the Rams last year?
I believe we did.
I'm not worried about the Rams.
And I believe that pick that we traded was for JPJ. And you know what? I think he will play at some point this year. So whatever, Jordan.
Oh, he's definitely playing. I've already had this conversation. He was 100 playing a week ago, 2 weeks ago. He was always going to play. I said 6-game suspension. I'm sticking with that. In fact,
I said 8 tops. At first, I thought it was gone. When I saw it and saw all of the charges, I was like, "Oh my god, he finna do some time." But we don't have his Warriors. Say what?
What'd you say?
How many games did Rasheed Rice get last year?
Was it 6 or 8?
Good question. Rasheed Rice. Let me look up his suspension.
8 games.
I
kind of put this in a worse situation than Rasheed Rice.
It was 6 games. Yeah.
I'm thinking 6.
Okay. All right. That's fair, guys. Let's move on. Let me get to the chats first. Let's see. Mateo says Caden gonna get them ankles broken by Bijan. Megan says Caden Ellis once on ops, always on once an op, always an op. Okay, I hear you, Megan. Silk says T Will, stop using my word. I've been saying sexy for over 30 years. Well, I didn't know sexy was your word, Silk, but okay. I mean, whatever. I don't know. I don't say sexy that much. Anyway, whatever. Mateo says, I think we may trade future capital if we try for a first rounder. The draft is loaded with offensive weapons. We can land a jewel like Algier again in a late round. Georgia, Texas boy, Gat says, what's good, T-Will? Carrie, Eric, and Falcons family, the new era is here. Okay. And Jack says, how big low on the show? We have guests on the way. We setting up these tables for the party. Lo, do you have a response for that? Do you have a response for that, sir? Just curious. No? Okay.
Man, ain't nobody worried about Jack. Ain't nobody worried about Jack.
I was gonna say, Country has time to make an appearance on the show while you're cleaning the floors and getting everything ready for all the guests.
I hope you heard that, Jack, and that was Carrie, Jack. That was Carrie. So, that was
so that's why you didn't co-sign.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Don't act like you weren't smiling when I said
Oh, wow. I'm not saying nothing. Matter of fact, let me turn my camera off. All right, guys, let's look at our potential draft picks. And Lo, as the resident big guy or big pretty, as you say, we call them big pretties. Do you think we're gonna? You said what, Lo? Lo, you cut out.
I just said that's right. Get it right. You know what time it is.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Yes,
Can
sir.
you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
You think we're gonna go offensive line in the second round? You think
No
offensive
third.
line, versatile skill player, smart high well let's go. Let's say offensive line or defensive line. Do you think we're going to do either one of those second round?
I think we're going cornerback in the second round.
You said corner?
I think we're going to go cornerback. Yes, sir. That is correct.
Okay. All right. That's fair. Jordan? Offensive line, linebacker, corner, offensive, like where do you see Falcons going second round?
I'm trying to think of a combo of like what Stefanski's done and just I guess Cunningham's experience with the Eagles, like where they would go. And I just feel like offensive line's probably the best option. I mean, you can never have too many offensive linemen, and I think that's one thing Stefanski's always had, which is why I was interested to see that they didn't sign like any big name offensive linemen during the first like couple days of free agency, because that's something Stefanski's always loved, is having a great offensive line, not a good offensive line, a great one. They've gone and drafted guys when they didn't need tackles. So I wouldn't be shocked if offensive line ends up being the position. And plus, Cunningham coming from the Eagles, that's something that the Eagles always do. I mean, we drafted literally two right tackles in back-to-back picks in day 3 of the draft, just for like backups to Lane Johnson.
Okay. All right. Kerry? Offensive line, defensive line, linebacker, running back, cornerback, wide receiver. What do you see us going in the second round?
As of now, I still think cornerback. That's why I said earlier in the show, where you had all the additions to the squad on the screen. That was a glaring need, in my opinion, that we did not add to. So in my opinion, I think corner could definitely be up there. I understand the argument for the trenches, because especially on offensive line, because of the background of Stefanski and Cunningham. They're all offensive line guys, so I get that, but I don't know. I feel like corner is a big need. Not that offensive line isn't, but with Ian Cunningham's past scout background, maybe he'll find us a gem in the later round as far as offensive line goes. That's what I'm hoping. But offensive line, especially offensive tackle, is a big need, in my opinion.
Okay. Brother Eric, what are you thinking, homie?
I was thinking corner too.
Okay.
Yeah, I think cornerback.
Okay.
I will say one other thing about Stefanski is, I mean, they had Denzel Ward and he was fantastic. And for years, Browns fans complained that Greg Newsome was cornerback too. So that's going to show how Stefanski views his corners. I know, Browns fans complained for years that why Greg Newsome was the corner 2 on that team. Everybody knows Denzel Ward. Denzel Ward's amazing, but that might hint at like how he just views the cornerback position in general.
Okay. All right, that's fair.
And I also want to say something else to you, Will.
What you got?
The reason why I'm saying that we might get a cornerback is because Jack Spade was eavesdropping while he was cleaning the ductwork at Flowery Branch last week. And he heard Ian Cunningham say, "We really need to get a cornerback."
Oh wow! Oh, so Jack was eavesdropping while he was cleaning them the air vent. That's what you said?
He was cleaning the ductwork at Flowery Branch last week. I don't know how he got that contract, but he got it.
Did he get all the dust out?
I doubt it.
Okay.
I doubt it.
Oh man. Okay. Georgia Pride says, I like the floor-raising moves the Falcons made in free agency last week. Cheap one-year deals with players that have something to prove. They let people walk so they can save money for the future. I can dig it. All right, guys, let's play some Jeopardy. Question number 1, 1998 Falcons defense. During the Falcons' 1998 Super Bowl run, this defensive end led the team with 10 sacks and anchored the pass rush opposite Lester Archambault? Remember, it's Jeopardy, so you got to answer in the form of a question. Does anybody know who this is?
I do.
Who is it?
Who is Chuck Smith?
There you go. Good job. Good job. Good job. Good job. Good job. All right. Next Jeopardy question. Number 2. Before Chris Chandler took over during the 1998 season, this quarterback started several games for the Falcons that year. Nobody?
Who is Jeff George?
No.
Daggone. Who is Chris Miller?
No. I'll give you a hint. His name starts with a T.
First name, last name.
First name starts with a T.
Terry
Thomas
Wilson.
Jefferson.
Who is
No.
Terry Wilson?
Oh my God, no. Absolutely not. That's funny. No. You guys give up. It is who is Tony Graziani?
Oh, man. Daggone.
Yeah, who is Tony Graziani? Georgia Tech got the first. I'm sorry, Georgia Texas boy, Georgia Tech. Woo! Georgia Texas boy got the first one when he says, who is Chuck Smith? Jay Black is in the building. He says, hello, T. Will, Carey, and panel members. What up, Jay Black? Last one.
Jay Black.
What up, Jay Black? Last
Ooh,
one.
feels like it's been forever. Hope you're doing well.
I think he was in last week's show, Carey. I think he was.
I don't think so.
He might have came in at the end. I don't know. All right, last one. Falcons wide receivers. This wide receiver led the Falcons in receiving yards during the 1998 season and was Chris Chandler's favorite target during the Super Bowl run. I know you guys know this.
You know it. I'm giving everybody else a chance.
All right, Carey, Eric. Jordan, you look like you know.
Oh, I know the answer. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do we
Go ahead, Eric.
Do we?
Who, me?
I had a smart aleck reply.
Oh boy!
I don't think it'll be appropriate.
Jack got it. Jack got it. He said, "Who is Terrence Mathis?"
Who is Morehouse head coach
Let's
Terrence
go.
Mathis?
There you
Look
go.
at him.
Good
I was so
job.
happy when he
Good
got that
job.
job.
Good job, guys. Good job. Excellent.
I was gonna say Jared from Subway.
Stop it. Oh, stop it.
Dang.
Oh gosh. Ouch. Okay. No, you had to do that. Okay. So guys, Stefanski is what I get from him is that no position is safe. Like there's competition amongst the ranks for everyone. Well, maybe not Bijan, but everybody else. Do you think this is a good thing or a bad thing? And Lo, let's start with you. Do you think competition amongst them, like he came out and said there's going to be competition for everybody? What did he say? There are no starters in January, insinuating that everything's a competition. Lo, do you feel that this is a good thing or a bad thing?
Look at here. Whenever you date Miss Kim, y'all started talking.
Yep.
And it was a situation where y'all hadn't got exclusive yet. That's when you was trying your best, right?
You right. You are 100% right. I sure was.
It's the same thing on the football field.
I was bringing her lunch to her job every day. Hey,
There
Kim.
you go.
Hey, Kim, how you doing? Where you want to go tonight? All right.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
Competition.
All right.
Competition breeds it brings out the best in you.
Okay. All
And
right.
at the end of the day, we want to put the best players on the field.
You know what? I think you're right. I think competition brings the best out of everybody except the Parkers, because whenever my brother and I would compete in the backyard, oh my God, it just got messy. So I don't know if I told you guys this story, but Eric and I, our moms were there. This is how bad it got. Our moms were there. So it's me and my son against Eric and my nephew, and we are going at it. And Eric cheated.
No, you cheated.
No, Eric cheated. And
Yeah,
because Eric said
it's
that he
me.
got a first down that he clearly did not get. Anyway, our moms Our
Terry
moms
definitely
ended up
cheated.
calling us over to the patio, and they're like, "You go inside. You guys are worse than the kids out here." Eric, you remember that?
I remember that we win at almost every single game. So why would we have to cheat?
I don't remember it being that way, but the point is, competition brings the best out of everybody except the Parkers. Anyway, and you did lose that game, Eric. Whatever. Okay.
That's the only one.
That's not. Oh my God. That's the only one, Eric.
That's
Eric,
the only one.
don't make me.
Y'all won one time.
Not
Once.
make me pull the
Once.
receipt. I will do it. Anyway, Jordan, you think competition brings out the best in NFL squads, or do you think it creates issues in locker rooms? Give me your thoughts.
It really depends. I mean, if you're a great team, I don't think competition makes any sense whatsoever. And I think if you're a bad team, I think the only thing you have to do is have competition. So, I mean, I view the Falcons as like a middle of the road team, and I don't necessarily think too much competition makes sense, but the way the roster is structured, I think like you have your starting edge rusher, so I don't think it would make sense for any of them to even say that they're competing. It makes no sense. And on offense, I think the tight end room is pretty set. Bijan's not getting benched anytime soon.
Of course not. Right.
But like the one thing that just didn't make sense to me was just the quarterback position being a competition. I mean, like Penix hasn't had 1 year, just 1 year, where it's like, we are 110% committed to you. And because I feel like with Kirk Cousins just being there, it was always this tick in the back of his head that was like he's right there. Like Kirk Cousins isn't like no slouch or anything. Like this guy's thrown for, he's top 25 in every single passing category in NFL history. And so he's no slouch. And then you finally move on from him, but then it's like, okay, let's get Tua Tagovailoa. I don't like that. It's the same thing that the Eagles had. I bring this up all the time with Carson Wentz situation. Like Carson Wentz had 2 years where he was 3 years where he was legitimately the starter. And of those 3 years, those were his 3 best years. And every other year that he played with the Eagles, we had Nick Foles, who was constantly behind him, and like basically, I mean, he went and won a Super Bowl, and then the year after he had to come in, took us to the playoffs, and then we go and draft Jalen Hurts a couple years later, and Jalen Hurts is the one like behind Wentz, even though we had just given Wentz a contract extension. So like, I don't like that you didn't have just 1 year where it's like, all right, Penix is our guy. We're going to see if he's legitimately our starting quarterback, our franchise guy. I don't like that at all, because some quarterbacks don't thrive under competition. They could be a Hall of Fame quarterback, and they just straight up don't thrive under competition. That's just how some quarterbacks are. It's like, once it's their job, it's their job. And I don't know. I just don't like that whole situation. I don't think.
Well, you got to think about it, Jordan. It's like, the Atlanta Falcons, ever since Matt Ryan left, I mean, you had Marcus Mariota.
Mm-hmm.
You had DoorDash Desmond. You had Taylor Heineke. You know what I'm saying? It's like we're coming from a situation where Jordan, once you in the trenches, you don't want to go back, right?
And that's where franchises need to be patient.
After you had those dry ramen noodles with no seasoning on them, you don't want to go back to it.
He said dry ramen noodles with no seasoning.
You see
God.
what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So-
and
I-
I think the problem is a lot of franchises do this. Like they'll have a franchise quarterback, and they think they can replace him with like a veteran free agent. That's normally the first move that a franchise makes. You know what the Saints did when Drew Brees retired? We went and had Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston obviously sat on the bench for a year, but Winston was already a veteran. I mean, you look at Broncos did the same thing with Peyton Manning. Patriots ended up drafting a quarterback with Mac Jones, but in my opinion, that the next best solution is to go into the draft and find that guy, whether your franchise quarterback is on the roster or not. I don't think the Falcons have legitimately tried to go after an actual good quarterback, an above average quarterback until they signed Kirk Cousins, and then proceeded to draft Michael. And then proceeded to draft Michael Penix. Like,
Oh,
You ain't gonna
I don't-
what I said with Jordan. You trying to say Desmond Ritter wasn't above average?
That wasn't even average.
He's an above
Great
average
Desmond
DoorDash
Ritter.
driver. He was above average DoorDash driver.
Oh,
Oh!
oh, shots fired.
Shots fired.
Said I give him 5 stars for my DoorDash order, though.
Daggone.
This
But-
is for you. I
No,
love this.
I agree with Jordan, honestly. To piggyback off what he's saying, I thought about that, guys, earlier today. I really thought about that. Like, I'm all for bringing in competition at every position, especially the most important one, right? Like the quarterback position, because you need to have a solid quarterback. My worry, though, is that we drafted Penix 8th overall, such a high draft pick. And to his point, he never really got a full shot, like a full season so far. And because the plan backfired, the whole Kirk Cousins for 2 years, and then he's gonna learn behind him, and then he's gonna come in and be the full-time starter after that. Their plan completely backfired, and it honestly backfired from the moment they made the stupid decision to pay Kirk Cousins that big contract and then draft a quarterback so high. Like, what are you doing? But I say all that to say, it crossed my mind today that I'm thinking about it, and the Tua move makes sense for me just because the whole, both of them being lefties and the scheme situation be a seamless transition, but also the money. You only have to pay this guy $1.3 million. You're not going to get any cheaper than that. But my worry is that we're never really going to get a fair shot of what Michael Penix could be as an Atlanta Falcon, because what if, God forbid, he isn't ready week 1? I mean, he's saying that he's going to be ready week 1, but we don't really know that. Of course, that's what he's hoping for, right? So say, Tua starts because Tua's healthy, and we know that if Tua can be healthy, he can be, in the talks for MVP, what, 3 years ago? So, I mean, last 2 years he was bad, but I fear that the move will be, okay, if Tua's playing at a good, decent level, you're not going to bench him once Penix is healthy. And then to me, this was a make it or break it year for Penix, right? To prove if he's going to be the guy. Otherwise, they're likely going to draft a guy in 2027. So I don't know. It kind of sucks for me as a guy who's a person who's rooting for the guy, but I feel like I'm not to piggyback off what Jordan's saying, is that I'm not against competition whatsoever. I just hope that it's going to be a fair competition where both quarterbacks are healthy and may the best man win type of situation.
Yeah,
I just don't know if that's what it's going to be.
I think you're both right. But I'd love to hear what my brother has to say about it. Wait.
I don't even think that's what he meant by competition. I think he was dodging that question. And that's why he included the whole team in there, was to let everybody know that I'm just dodging that question. Everybody's coming to compete. It's a competitive sport. They compete every time they step on the field. So the whole team's coming to compete. I think that's what he was saying. I don't think there is a quarterback competition. I think he just said that because he's trying to dodge that question again. They keep asking that question. They've been asking that question ever since Tua's got here, and they keep telling them the same thing. We're not naming a starter. So I think that was just another way. That was Ian that said that this time, and I think that he was just reiterating what they were saying before. I'm not naming a starter yet, but not naming a starter and bringing in a mirror image of your quarterback, to me, it sounds like you're giving Penix a chance.
Yeah. I think this is one of those rare cases where everybody on the panel is right. And I know you're like, whatever, but no. I do think in regards to competition, especially when you feel like you don't have the support of your team and you've never had it. And when I say support, you've never been fully given a chance. I can see that being a negative. I can also see competition bringing out the best, but I can also see Stefanski saying that, look, I'm not dealing with these questions. We're not even in August yet. Nobody's a starter. So I'm not going to say who's right. Look, I think to a certain extent, I can see right in every statement because, yeah, I do. I don't think Penix has been given a fair shot. I also think that Stefanski kind of wants to give him a little push. Yeah, so I agree.
You know what
Anyway,
I think is probably going to happen?
what's that?
I think that, and this is how Stefanski can play this so safe. He's going to say that Penix is the starting quarterback, but he's not going to be healthy week 1, so Tua's going to play. And if Tua plays well, then Tua's the starting quarterback. If Tua doesn't play well, then you go to the guy you originally said was your starting quarterback. I think that's going to be the safest thing Stefanski can say this entire time. Penix is our starting quarterback, but he's not going to be ready week 1, so Tua is going to be our starting quarterback week 1.
Oh, okay. All right. That's fair. That's fair.
So you think that Jordan, that if Tua plays at a decent level, even if he's just playing average, there's a chance then he'll go back to Penix because he named him the starter? He's just not healthy. I feel like I don't see it, and that sucks.
It depends on and Stefanski's done this before. At the post Baker Mayfield era Browns, it's been okay. Who's ever playing solid is the starting quarterback. So I think if Tua plays solid and the Falcons are winning games, then yeah. If you start off like, let's say they start off like 2-2, and Tua's playing okay, I wouldn't be shocked if Tua's still the starting quarterback. That seems to be what Stefanski's always done, and that's why Stefanski's always been a weird head coach for me. Because, like, at times I'm like, this dude's a genius. And then at times I'm like, what's going on inside your head? Like, why is Deshaun Watson still out there? Like, why is Joe Flacco playing so well? I don't know. So, but what I think, we don't know the schedule yet. So, but I'd be curious to see how those first, 4 games look on the Falcons schedule. And if Tua's going to, I think if Tua plays solid, I'm one of those people, you ride the hot hand, who's ever playing solid or better, you go with them, especially in a very close quarterback competition. But I think if he plays solid, then I mean, it'd be hard, because then if you go to Penix and he doesn't do well, then it's going to create another issue that it's like, okay, you have to go back to Tua, and you're basically telling Penix you're done for the year.
Right. Yeah.
Lo, how you feel about it?
I think the biggest X factor in this whole situation is, and I hate that the young man is having all this pressure put on him, but the biggest X factor is how healthy he can get and how quickly he can make it happen.
Yeah.
Like, he's starting to sound a bit like a used car salesman. Every time you talk to him, he's talking about, oh man, I'm gonna be ready to go. I'm gonna be healthy. Like, let's go. Let's shoot. I'll be ready to get out there by training camp. I mean, the whole time, everybody else in the organization is like, I mean, yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
But I think that he sees that. First of all, I think he sees that he has a great opportunity, with this coaching staff and with this offense. But second of all, like anybody else, like he want to make sure he keeps his job, right? Like, so the biggest X factor is how healthy he can get and how soon he can make it happen. That's the biggest thing.
And you don't want to rush someone who's come off of that many injuries throughout just his whole time playing football, because, I mean, yeah, like that's why I think everybody else in the organization is like telling him like, hey, you don't need to rush yourself. I think they're all playing it great. Hey, he can't rush himself, because otherwise, if he gets hurt again, that might be it for his career in the whole NFL. Like if he has another serious injury, I'd be shocked if he ever played in the NFL again. I'd be shocked if he ever started a game in the NFL again.
You talking about
one thing?
You talking about
no, Penix.
Oh wow.
Well, I will tell you.
Tua, I feel the same way. Tua's had so many. I thought Tua should have retired after his last concussion. That I've been very vocal about that, and I love Tua, but man, I feel so bad for him. I do feel the same way I think about Tua, in that, like, I think if he has another, I wouldn't even say a head injury, because a head injury, most of the time it's not going to be like a season-long injury. But if he were to have like a knee injury on top of his extensive history of concussions, I wouldn't be shocked if he never starts a game in the NFL ever again. I think, but what Tua has going for him is that there have been many times throughout his career where he looks like he's one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. He looks elite. With Penix, we've still yet to see that, because the team has just never committed to saying, you're our guy, you're our starting quarterback, no competition, we're going to build around you. They haven't done that, so we haven't seen like what is Penix even capable of, because we don't really fully know that. But Tua, we've seen that many times. We know what Tua can be capable of. That's why I said to you, Terry, in a phone call that, like, I think if the Falcons were to hypothetically go to the Super Bowl, I think it would be Tua who's a starting quarterback, because of Tua's ceiling. But I mean, any team can go to the Super Bowl. I'm like, look at the Seahawks. I thought they were going to win 3 games last year. They went and won the Super Bowl. But I'm looking at it like that scenario. I think if Penix is playing to the best of his abilities versus Tua and the best of his abilities, I think it ends up being Tua who's the one taking the Falcons all the way.
Okay.
Yeah. And one point I was getting ready to make, before you went on your spiel, Jordan, is that the one thing that we have to acknowledge is that one positive that we could take from this Michael Penix situation is that Michael Penix has been hurt so much, he knows the recovery process better than anybody else out there. You know what I mean? And I'm not trying to be funny. I'm serious.
No,
Like
and you make a great point, because he said that, like, he feels like that could help him this time around because he knows his body. He's been through this before.
Exactly.
The recovery process. It's like not his first rodeo.
Exactly. So I mean, he knows his body. Like he done been through it. Look, I mean, you had COVID one time. You get it a second time. You know what to expect. Like what's gonna happen.
All right.
Mateo made a great point, and I never actually thought about this. Could you imagine a mid-season trade for Shedeur?
No.
Stefanski knows Shedeur. I'm looking at it.
No.
I'm looking at it from a perspective of, let's say Penix isn't healthy and Tua is playing bad, or even vice versa. Let's say Penix isn't playing well and Tua gets hurt, and you need to go after a quarterback at some point. Tua's only on a 1-year deal. Who knows if Penix is even going to be the guy? And Shedeur's not going to be too much to trade for. And I also think that's a name that if you see Shedeur Sanders in a Falcons jersey, suddenly fans are probably going to want to go to a lot of fans are going to want to go to games because it's like, okay, Deion Sanders' son is going to be starting for the Atlanta Falcons at quarterback, and he also knows Stefanski's offense really well. So I don't think it's going to happen, but if you, I work in marketing, I'd market the crap out of that. It would be a dream to do that.
Brother Eric, how do you feel about that?
I think we should mute Jordan.
I had a feeling you weren't gonna like the idea of Shedeur to Atlanta.
Oh
I think that was ridiculous. I don't think we'll ever see that. And I think Jordan should be muted for that.
I think I think you have a better chance of trading Tua or Penix away and getting draft picks if the season is going well with whoever the starting quarterback is, instead of bringing another quarterback in like Shedeur.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah. Fair. All right. Eric is like off with it. No. Turn his mic off. All right, guys. Last Soul Train word search. And Bigelow, as you have not had the honor, we want you to do it.
Soul Train word search. What in the world?
Soul Train word search, man. You know, Soul Train.
You're going to mix the words up?
Yeah. I'm going to give you some hints, though. I'm going to give you some hints. Known as Mr. Falcon, legendary Falcon linebacker, plays his entire career.
Jesse Tuggle.
Oh, my God. You didn't even let me play the music. It was
right there. Okay.
Well, all right. I guess I got to find another one, but I'm not going to find it.
Stop lying about their nickname.
What nickname?
Falcon.
Mr. Falcon.
Yeah, he wasn't Mr. Falcon, was he?
No, it was the Hammer. He don't want to say the nickname because he thinks you're going to guess it then, so he lies to you about the nickname.
You trying to throw us off. Just
Michael Vick's nickname was Matty Ice.
Yeah, right, exactly.
That's what he's doing here.
You guys are going to guess it. You guys are going to guess it.
Well, why are you lying? Don't include that thing. Yeah, why even mention the nickname if you're going to lie about it? That's not the nickname. And then there's actually people with the nickname that he's giving you, but it's not the person that he's saying.
Hammer and Hank, that was actually Ronald Acuna Jr. Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Stop. Whatever, man. Whatever.
I thought that was David Justice.
Stop it. Stop it. Anyway. Hey, man, that's our show. Lo, Jordan, thank you so much for joining us, man. This was fun. We appreciate that. Everybody in the chat who joined us, thank you so much for joining us. Hey, man, we just love to talk Falcons with y'all on a Monday, and we are so glad that you showed up. To everybody who joined, Jack from One Time for the Fan, my guy, Voodoo Lounge, Mateo, everybody. Auntie Pam snuck in here. Hey, Auntie Pam, how you doing? I hope that all is well. Good to see you. And just everybody who joined us. We can't do anything but thank you guys. We love talking Falcons with y'all. Big Low Country, resident superstar. Tell these folks where they can find you, sir.
Hey, man, first of all, before I get started, I do want to say, hey, Jack, can you please stop giving people your giving people your iPad and say, hey, can you just answer this question for me? And ask her for a tip every time you detail people's cars. If you could do that, I would greatly appreciate it because you make people feel uncomfortable. You got to finish washing my car and it said, 10, 6, or $3. Everybody knows $50. Just let me pay the $50 and go about my business. But with that being said, I think it's Big Low Country. I can find us at Big Low Country Sports. Make sure that y'all hit that like button and hit that subscribe button over here for my ATL Sports One. Great content, great people, and look, man, this offseason is gonna be fun, Bo.
It's gonna be fun, Bo. Hey, as always, Lo, I appreciate you, brother. I cannot thank you enough, and I thank God for you every day, as I do for everybody on this panel. Jordan, you're up next, Mr. Otegasi, sir. And for those who don't know, Jordan and I podcast every Saturday. Shit, it's about every day now. Because we're trying to tell them about our Doomsday campaign, Jordan. You're better at that.
Yeah, so we're going to be doing Marvel movie reviews for the whole month of March and May. We're going to try and, we got a schedule all planned out to where we will be ready in time for Avengers Doomsday when that comes out in December. But yeah, we'll be reviewing all Marvel MCU content and multiverse content that'll be connected to Doomsday.
Good deal. Tell these folks where I can find you, brother.
You can find me at Ultegacy, ULTEGACY. We've been posting all free agency trades, all that stuff. March Madness is starting. We got both the men's and women's brackets both posted. You can anything sports related we end up posting on there. I posted my top 50 quarterbacks of all time list recently, so you can check that out. But and obviously you can always stop by here at For My ATL Sports, and I'll be here whenever.
Hey man, and we love having you on For My ATL Sports.
Hey Jordan, hey Jordan, where you put Desmond Ridder on that top 50 list? I was just wondering.
Wow.
Just wondering,
Unnecessary roughness on low.
top 10.
You didn't have to.
Maybe top 10 worst.
Oh my! Unnecessary roughness on low. You didn't have
Top
to
10 DoorDash drivers of all time.
I love that.
Man. Jack says, great show, y'all. And Eric, my brother, you always my friend forever, bro. Stay blessed, rise up. So, Eric, that was for you. Miss Carey. And Miss Carey, I don't think y'all know this about Miss Carey. Miss Carey was sick for like 2 or 3 weeks. And let me tell you something, man. That was the driest time as far as articles were concerned. Like, we didn't get any updates on the Twitter. We didn't know anything. And they say you don't miss your water till you don't miss your well till your water runs dry. Miss Carey never gets sick again. Okay, we are so glad to have you back because Carey hits us up every day with and this happened and that happened, and it makes the show easier. When Carey was sick, we ain't get nothing. It's like tumbleweeds up in that bad boy.
I appreciate that.
Hey, we appreciate you. That's the point. So hey, Carey, tell these folks they can find you, my friend.
I just want to say thank you, T. Will, Eric, Jordan, of course, Big Low. This has been so much fun. Always love talking to you guys about Falcons football. Just want to shout out Jack Spade. Love to talk Falcons with him as well whenever he's not busy, taking care of Big Low's camper roof or, cutting the front yard.
Thanks, Gary. I appreciate that.
Yeah, but I do want to shout him out as well because he said he has perfect attendance whole in a way. I don't know what that means.
I don't know either. I don't know either.
I'm hoping that was a typo. But
maybe he's reporting eligible. I don't know. Shout out to Bro Talk and
yes.
No, Bro Talk. Who does that? Bro Talk and who? Y'all help me out. Berto and Bro Talk. Shout out to them. Reporting eligible. Anyway, go ahead, Carey. So they can find you where now?
Okay, I'm probably looking crazy. I guess he deleted it because I can't even find that comment anymore. Oh my goodness. But anyways, guys, this has been so much fun. Shout out to all of you guys. I hope everyone has a good evening. And, everything goes well in your week. You have a great week. To everyone on this panel, everyone in this chat, outside of Elijah Wilkinson. Thank you.
All right. Eric, where can they find you, brother?
Find me right here every Monday at whatever time Terry sends the link.
You're such a hater. Oh my
Shout out everybody in the chat, everybody on the panel. Appreciate y'all. And you can find me in 101 on Sunday.
All right, shout out, man. And it was my fault today, guys. So they were late because of me. It was my fault. So I'll take that. But whatever, Eric. Anyway, hey, to everybody We thank y'all. We appreciate y'all. Thank God for y'all. And hey, man, let's keep this thing going. Look, if you got any questions, concerns, comments, you can email me at formyatlcontact@gmail.com. Something you like, let me know. Something you didn't, let me know. Either way, I'll listen. If you're into ATL Sports, For My ATL Sports 1 on YouTube, come check us out right here at this channel every Monday. If you're into the movies, For My ATL Movies on YouTube as well, come check me and Jordan out. We are there every Saturday, every other day now. Come check us out. We're always releasing content. You can hit me up on Facebook at Gideon T. Will or T. Will Podcaster. On X, I'm at For My ATL Sports. On Instagram, For My ATL Sports 1 and Movies. Hey, man, thank God for you guys. Thank God he woke me up. Go Falcons. Good night, everybody.
ATL. Through the highs and the heartbreaks, we still stand. Dirty birds forever. Let's get it. Year after year, we've been riding through the storm. Red and black in my veins, that loyalty was swung. We don't fold, we don't run, even when the pain hits. Cause every loss just reminds us what greatness is. We show up cold nights or the Georgia sun. Cause every Sunday we believe that our time gon' come. We ain't perfect, but we faithful and we never switch. We the city of the A, yeah, we built for this. We don't need pretty words, just hard on the field we deserve. Put the work in, earn that glory. Bring our city back to the story. We'll ride till the wheels fall off. We ain't never gonna break. Win or lose, we stand tall. 48, you can doubt us, talk loud, but we still hold steady. Cause we here and we faithful and we always ready. It's the dirty, prove the dirty. If you bout it, then prove the dirty. We'll believe when you're fighting for the city.